Welcome to partialarc.com. Don't do that.
In the darkness of space, great evil lurks, weaving its heresy with wicked works. But little do they know of their greatest foe, a boy armed with friendship and the knowledge he doth grow. Kevin Kevinson and his powerful force, fighting heresy and its terrible source. They are the Inquisiteers.
All right, Daniel, let's switch back on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, we're all the way at the front, which, as you know, is the best spot to be on a shuttle. It seems like everybody else is pretty much loaded in. I see a lot of troops.
Yeah, there's like 200 guardsmen in here. This is cramped, and people are kind of scared, Kevin. I mean, this seems like it's going to be a real rough battle that we're going to do here.
You mean like real rough? Like danger bad rough?
I think a lot of the other landers are not making it to the space station that we're being sent to.
But we'll make it there, right?
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to make it.
Oh, that's good. All right, positive thinking.
It is wild that Inquisitor Timoa sent us on a just straight up war mission. Maybe she owes somebody a favor or something for this.
Yeah, I was a bit surprised. Typically, we're working more small scale, but, okay.
No, it's all Imperial Guardsmen, and they needed somebody to turn the tide of the battle, and, a Space Marine can turn the tide of a battle.
Not just a Space Marine, Daniel. An Inquisiteer.
You're right.
That's why we're here.
An Inquisitor, yes.
Speaking of, didn't Timoa say there was going to be an assassin joining us?
Yes. There was one other elite operative that she was sending with us.
Oh, man, I've been thinking about assassins. Can you imagine? They've probably got, crazy auspex things coming out of their brains, and they've got all these things like 5 arms, maybe.
And sniper rifles.
Rifles coming out of their arms.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I've met a couple assassins, but never. I imagine this is going to be like a full-blown crazy one. So I'm looking around. There's a lot of people here. Luckily, I'm very tall, which is convenient. Let me just look.
Yeah, your head is kind of hit. You have to duck a little bit to fit into this Imperial Guard.
Yeah, it's not convenient, but I make do. I'm one of the crew, so I'm looking around, and again, I see a lot of soldiers. Maybe they're camouflaged, like in some sort of they've got the skin of their enemies. Hopefully not one of our troops. They work real hard. Hold on. There's is that who's that person in the back?
Oh, the guy with is that a black trench coat?
A black trench coat?
Oh no, I guess that's flak armor. That's flak armor.
Oh yeah, okay. And he's got he's got his hair pulled back. It's long, but it's behind his head, but it seems to be tied by something. What is that?
Some sort of hair tie.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe the assassin's sitting next to him, or maybe he's just he's behind him, maybe he's hiding in the shadows. It's just us and the troops and this guy.
Should we say hi to him?
I guess so. Hold on, I'm just gonna move past some of these. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry, I know, I'm very sorry. Okay, all right. Hi there. I'm Kevin. This is Daniel.
Yo, Kevin, what's up, man?
Well, I think clearly this isn't the assassin. Maybe they got on a different shuttle.
No, I'm the assassin.
What?
Yeah, my name's Yanu.
Yanu?
Yeah, but my friends call me Key. Because I open so many doors,
Yanu? Hold on a second. Wait, so you're an assassin?
That's right.
Okay. Are you in disguise?
No.
Okay. What do you got going on? You got sniper rifles and multiple arms under that coat?
Nah, man, I just got 2 arms. They're really great, but look at these pistols. And I bring them out, and I immediately start twirling them, and then immediately put them back in the holsters.
I'll admit, that is a cool trick. I wonder if I can do that. Hold on, if some people can stand back, I can maybe spin this bolt pistol around for a second.
A Space Marine-sized bolt pistol, bigger than many people's heads.
Yes. Kevin attempts to spin the bolt pistol in his finger.
How about you roll 1 die and see if it's a success or not?
Here we go. Oh, whoops, didn't roll that in. It is a success.
All right, it's a success.
Oh, wow, my fingers can do that stuff too.
Radical. Nice moves, Kevin.
Oh, thanks, Yanu.
Yanu.
Or Key? What do you prefer?
My friends call me Key, but you can call me whatever you like. Yanu, Key, Yanu.
All right. Well, since I just met you, I'll call you Yanu. And then maybe I'll call you Keanu.
Sounds good to me, man.
All right, well, it's nice to meet you. You're an assassin?
I am indeed, but I started out as a desperado.
Oh, boy. You know Timoa?
Yeah, loosely. She seems cool.
Oh, yeah, she's super cool. So you're coming on this mission. We're gonna be working together.
Oh, yeah, man. I got so many targets.
Oh, okay.
Do you guys know, Kevin, I know that you were a little distracted during the briefing, but you know what's happening, right?
Yeah, it's, well, us and these troops are going to a very dangerous place, and we gotta have our minds on the prize, and I'm gonna use my sword, and...
Wait. Do you, know the mission, dude?
I got a pretty decent grasp of it, but Daniel should probably share the mission details for you, Yanu, so you can hear it.
But I already know that.
Well, I'll do it for you, Yanu, and not Kevin, who is always aware of what's going on.
Of course.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, I got it. You do it, little man.
So, we've been sent to the Spinward Front in the Calaxis sector, where we're fighting against the Severin Dominate, which is a rebel faction of Imperials. Severus the Third? No, not the Third. The 13th. I can't keep them straight. There's so many numbers and people's names and all this stuff. There's so many. Whatever. This guy has declared independence from the Empire. There's some rumors that he had some Dark Eldari help him do that. And he says he did it to protect his people because the Empire isn't protecting them because of all of the awful stuff that's going on these days.
I mean, it's rough out there sometimes, for sure.
Yes.
So many demons.
But the Imperial Guard is not having that, so they are invading the area of the Dominate and trying to take it back. We are launching an assault on a star fort, the star fort Lycagros.
Well, the Lycagros?
Lycagros.
Is it Lycagros or is it called Lycagros?
It's called Lycagros, and Admech named it? I don't know, man. It's a weird name.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna go stop these people from declaring their independence.
Well, no, see, they've already declared their independence.
Take it back then, maybe?
Yes, we're going to take back this star fort.
With their lives.
Yes, because it's full of former Imperial Guardsmen who now want to kill us. And it is a star fort that is full of guns. And the reason, and they cannot take over this area, which has been codenamed Battle Zone Epsilon, and they cannot take back Epsilon until this star fort is taken out. It is blasting any of the Imperial Navy that is coming into the area, so we are launching a sort of desperate attack. Not desperate, I'm sure we'll be fine. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah,
I'm
right?
sure it's fine.
Of course.
We got a kick-ass space marine with us. How hard can it be?
Thank you, Yanu. Yeah, I mean, we'll do great. We'll do good.
So we're fighting alongside the 1054 Voisterin Void Shrieks and the Valhallan 597th Mechanized Infantry, Kane's Corps.
Well, they sound really good. Good names.
The Void Shrieks in particular are experienced in fighting void combat, which is something very rare for guard units. Usually it's the Navy that handles this, but we've got a lot of guardsmen and we're going to throw it at this problem, is the idea. So we are loaded into this transport that's in a cruiser. We're on the cruiser Vox Belly. There are several other cruisers that are approaching the Star Fort, and they are trying to survive all of the blasts that are coming from all of the weaponry in the Star Fort. We're going to land on it, establish a beachhead, and then load in all of the rest of the Imperial Guardsmen, take back this Star Fortress, and use it to take back this sector from the rebels.
Okay, that seems pretty straightforward. So we land there, and we just start, I guess, killing people. It seems like what the plan is.
Yeah, I know, Kevin, this is a little weird. This is war. It's just war this time. Timoa is sort of interested in the Star Fort. It's a little unclear where it came from. It was just sort of discovered by some rogue traders a couple thousand years ago, but it seemed to have been made by humans at some point.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is like an ancient Star Fort?
It depends on how you define ancient, but it has been updated over the years with state-of-the-art weaponry. So, well, as much... Yeah.
That's really cool. Maybe they'll have some new guns for us.
Wow, I'm trying to think if I remember hearing anything about this Star Fort. Can Kevin roll for...
Yes, he can.
As a Blood Raven, because he can access this old man's brain
Yes.
who he is possessed. Because he's a Blood Raven. I have +2 dice for hidden lore. Would this be hidden lore?
Yes, it can be hidden lore.
All right.
What's your...
My scholar is a 7, so I'll have a 9. That's pretty good.
It's better than my scholar.
What, Yanu doesn't have a strong scholar?
He's got a 5.
He's big on reading?
Listen, he knows 4 things really well. Shooting, jumping, hacking into stuff, and maybe the ladies.
Sounds pretty good. Didn't you say 3 things?
I said 4 things.
Fair enough. I'm just bad at hearing things. That's what I'm weak at. Here we go. Scholar check.
Like missions.
Oh, I didn't even ask what the difficulty was. What's the difficulty for this?
4.
I got exactly a 4. A 6, a 4, and a 5.
All right. So this Star Fort was built by humans, and it actually was built back during the Avagan Crusade, which conquered this whole sector. This sector belonged to the Imperium, fell away from the Imperium during the Age of Strife, and was reconquered and made part of the Calaxis sector. This was originally established as a Star Fort that they would use to launch more attacks from, but then the war ended, the crusade ended, so it just sort of sat here and got forgotten, and like everybody left until a rogue trader found it many years later, and he said, "This is mine." And then there was actually a fight with the Navy over who would get to control it. A lot of rogue traders died and were convicted as heretics because the Navy wanted it, and the Navy took it over. But now
it's in rebel hands.
Now it's in rebel hands because they killed all the members of the Navy or they revolted against the Navy members, mutinied against it.
And that's exactly what I remember about it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so there are some, you hear some of the soldiers actually whispering like, "I hear this was made by Xenos," or like it's a Chaos Shroud or whatever. And you're just like, no, it was just made by humans a long time ago. Like it's not that fancy.
It's not that big of a deal.
I mean, it could be like now one, dude.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like, maybe they made it into one.
Made it into a Xenos base?
I mean, or something.
Well, I mean, it's humans on there. It's the Severan forces are on there.
Yeah, but Timoa did say that they might have had help by some, Xenos scum.
Okay. All right, well, a lot of factors playing into this one.
Yeah, you see a couple of the guardsmen standing around you, and you're saying like, "Yeah, an Inquisitor totally said that this place is crawling with Xenos," and they're like, "Oh, I knew it. I knew we weren't gonna make it. Oh, we're gonna die just like the rest of them."
Aw, fibbing is not good.
And then all of a sudden you hear an alert sound, and a chronometer appears on just sort of floating in the air, just sort of descends. Not floating. It looks like it's floating for a second, and then you see it's actually just sort of attached. And it's just a countdown timer. And it says 20 minutes.
Yo, Kevin, you better strap in, man. We're about to launch.
All right, I mean, we're about to launch. Didn't they say 20 minutes?
And you see one of the lieutenants stand up and start saying, "All right, boys, get ready. We're going to be heading out in just a second. We're going to show these bastards what it means to be a member of the Guard. Hoorah!"
Oh, man, that 20 minutes went real fast. Okay, gotta find a seat.
Well, they're all getting ready. The 20 minutes haven't passed yet, but like we are now in the combat zone. Like we have now entered into the combat zone, and you know it because you hear a little bit of sound of the ship taking fire from the Star Fortress.
Okay, positive thoughts. And Kevin finds like whatever he basically grabs 2 different sets of like what I assume are like belts to strap you in, and loops one arm under one set and loops another arm under another set, and just sits on the floor because these seats definitely don't fit Space Marines.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's just sitting on the floor with his arms between 2 different sets of seat belts.
Radical.
Okay, just keep calm, just keep relaxed. We'll be fine, right? Right, Yanu, you've been through a lot of these.
Oh, yeah, man, this is like this is my first drop.
What? Oh, okay. Well, keep calm. Think happy thoughts. Cookies, milk is usually positive for me. So you can borrow that for yourself if you like.
What? What are you talking about, man?
Yeah, cookies, milk, they're delicious if you mix them together. I mean, milk's pretty rare these days, but sometimes I can get my hands on them if I do some really good stuff for Timoa. Just saying.
What's a cookie?
What? Hold on a second. Daniel, I need to take a few minutes to explain to him what a cookie is. This is really important. Do you mind if I just kind of shut you down?
And all the lights now come on in the lander. And it stops shaking and getting ready to launch. The engines have turned off in the lander, and all of the lights have come back on. They had dimmed as we were getting ready to launch. It seems like the lander has just sort of turned off.
Okay, everybody, just stay calm. I think this is totally normal operating procedure.
All right, it's a perfect moment for these. And I pull out a pair of sunglasses and put them on.
Oh, wow.
The guardsmen are all sort of looking around out here, like this is what's going on. I don't really know what's going on. And one of the lieutenants just looks and says, "There's been a change of plans. Just hold on."
I feel, Daniel, as an Inquisitor, I have rank here, so I must assert my leadership.
Dudes, remain calm.
Now there is I want to say cataclysmic pounding sound that you start hearing.
Oh no!
Echoing throughout the hymn, sort of like a steady drum beat of just, I said cataclysmic pounding.
I think we might, Yanu, I think we might be in a little bit of trouble, but we don't want everybody to know that because they might panic and it might get real bad.
Should, go to the exit then?
What do you mean, exit the shuttle?
Yeah, maybe, work our way towards the exits. But, keep everybody calm, you know?
Oh, okay.
So, the lieutenant actually steps forward on the craft. He says, "Okay, boys, change of plans. And you see a couple of the women scowling at him. Okay, boys and ladies. Sorry, I'm not used to co-ed regiments. Look, change of plans, small change of plans. We're going to be boarding the Star Fort directly. So everybody needs to go get out of the ship here and go to airlock 49. It's going to be 2 levels up and 1,400 meters from there to the go up 2 floors, 1,400 meters, and you see that he's starting to panic a little bit. It's going to be fine. We're just going to be docking with the ship directly, and we are not going to be using the landing craft. We'll be docking directly.
Excuse me, Kevin Kevinson. I had a quick question. Why are we doing that?
By approaching the Starfort more directly, we will be able to shield the rest of the landing craft from fire because our ship is under heavy fire.
Okay, thank you.
Now, there is sort of some panic in the guardsmen's eyes. Some of the more veterans are saying, "Okay, let's get out of here in an orderly fashion," but some of them are trying to push their way off of this craft quickly. Like I said, there's 200 people on this shuttlecraft, and we're all going to be sort of forcing out the door and then running upstairs. And then attacking from that direction as well.
Okay, Yanu, we gotta go. We gotta get off the shuttle.
When Kevin looks to the side, Yanu is already making his way to the door.
All right, you're gonna need to make checks to move quickly to get out of here.
Is it an athletics check?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to tell me you use another check, you can. But athletics is just moving quickly and running.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna use athletics because he's more he's very lithe. He's bounding and stuff like that. So
okay.
He's just gonna be dodging past people.
Now, Kevin has an adjusted rating of 8 because of his armor for his strength. So does that mean I have an 11 athletics?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, you're a space marine and you're in huge armor. These are a bunch of humans. These are well-trained warriors, but you are a genetically engineered super soldier.
So I'm getting past them nice and
You're
without
slipping through
disturbing
them?
Yes, just slipping through them, and you're literally just forcing your way
Like
through.
a bowling ball through pins.
What is the difficulty?
6.
Ooh.
It's gonna be a tough one.
I not only pass, I got a 6 on my wrath die.
Oh.
Okay.
Can I just make that into a glory?
You could do that.
I'm just gonna make that a glory.
Yeah, you might need it in what's coming up.
Doesn't sound serious.
Yeah, by the way, the sounds are getting louder, and you feel the ship shaking a little bit.
Okay, so Kevin's gonna roll to 6. That is actually just barely a success, even with all my dice. But Kevin like just feels the panic and just bolts for the door.
Yeah.
He like forgets that he's really tall, so he keeps banging his helmet against the ceiling of this thing at full speed and is just knocking people over as he's running out.
But all the people near the door, it's like a tube of toothpaste. You literally just like squeeze them out. So
They fly out the other end.
They're just flushed through the end of the thing.
So you both run out of the landers, and you see there's 4 other landers here, and people are running out of all of those landers, all trying to run towards the stairs. Some of them are running towards the lift, and then somebody's yelling, "Don't use the lift, that's not the standard protocol, use the ramps and the stairs." And it's just a madhouse of everybody trying to move quickly.
So Kevin's just following the stream of guard that are just running in the one direction.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't actually really know his way around this ship too well.
Is there a terminal that Yanu can access to get like a better idea of like possibly a different route to everybody panicking?
Yeah, I guess so. You could look at it. You could see if there's a different route.
All right. So what is the difficulty for this tech use?
4.
I have a tech use of 10.
Wow.
So he opens all those keys, man. It passes enough that I can push 2 6s.
All right. There are some areas that are not really fit for a ton of guardsmen to go through, but you actually see there's a couple of smaller access ways that you could get through, and maybe you could bring a couple guardsmen with you, but generally it's not going to be enough for everybody to move through. There's like a small ladder, sort of like I was going to say a Jeffrey's tube, but that's from an old data slate. Don't worry about that.
Is it just big enough that Kevin can make his way through?
It'll be a tight squeeze. It might be better if he stuck to the stairs. I don't know.
I think Kevin's going to stick with the stairs. He was already following the guard.
Yeah.
Kevin, can you hear me, dude?
Oh my god, he slipped an earpiece in my ear when I wasn't even looking. Oh my goodness. Yanu, where'd you go? I'm looking for you. I'm following the guard. Are you ahead?
Oh, it's cool. It's cool, dude. I found an access hatch. I'm gonna meet you up there.
Wait, what?
You just follow the stairs. It's a little tight for you, man. You get a little too buff.
Okay. Wait, you're already up there? Hold on, I gotta catch up. I gotta get to the front, And Kevin is just like running through these like guard, like just plowing through these streams of guard running up the stairs. Not killing them, but knocking them past.
Maybe some injuries here and there.
Like if you look at it from above, you just see like this big ball just pushing all these little things out of the way it's running through.
You feel a huge thwomp as it seems like the ship has collided with something.
Oh no!
And everybody is sort of shaken. There's guardsmen like really losing it. A lot of them are looking to the Space Marine as they are starting to panic as the ship is starting to take extensive damage.
So Kevin takes notice of all these guardsmen like looking at him.
Yeah, I mean you're a Space Marine. Like you're supposed to save them.
But Kevin forgets these things most
exactly.
of the time. Looks at all of them and realizes like this is probably an opportunity where he should say something. Hey, all of you. Listen. Who are you? Who are you, sir?
Amberly Vale, your Excellency? I've never talked to a Space Marine before.
No, it's okay. You don't need to call me Excellency, but Amberly Vale. That's a great name. And you, miss?
I'm Juniper, the Private Juniper.
Juniper, that's a great name as well. Listen, all of you are in this situation because you are the best of the best. And I'm here because I only work with the best of the best and Inquisiteers. But I trust that each of you is going to make it out of this and be a real hero.
Do you want to make a roll?
Yeah.
You have good fellowship, right?
I actually have good leadership. I assume this is a leadership role.
This would totally be a leadership.
What's a difficulty?
Difficulty 5 on this one.
Okay, Kevin has a leadership of a 10.
Yeah.
Although I think he's riding mostly on the Space Marine on that part.
Yeah, exactly.
I believe it's the presence of a Space Marine is giving him the edge.
Yeah.
Using a lot of that Space Marine-ness to, elevate his whole chief Inquisitor status,
Yeah.
You also have a little bit of knowledge of leadership from the Space Marine whose bodies you still have some of their memories.
Yeah, he hasn't accessed any of that yet. Here we go. He's watched a lot of Saturday morning cartoons, though, on old data slates. And people make a lot of inspiring speeches in those. That was pretty good. That's actually I needed a 5, and I actually got a 7. Solid. And no ones on Wrath dies.
Then you're good.
All right, you with me? You ready to fight these guys?
Yeah!
All right, yeah, let's do it. And Kevin excitedly whips out his Force Sword and like ignites it, the power component of the Force Sword. Let's go! And just points in the direction towards where the guards are running.
And more guards are running and charging with you. You hear another rumbling explosion, and you look at the very end of the hallway that you are in. It is now exposed to the void, and people are being sucked out into it, and then a blast door closes.
Oh no! Okay, well...
There was at least 70 guardsmen that just got sucked into space.
Listen, they're probably out there in the void, fighting void ships. You know how we were all trained for that? You've all got void suits.
Don't stop. They're still cheering. Just go. Just go.
Yeah, and of course, and Kevin's thinking back to all those Saturday morning data slates, and of course, as we all know, don't talk to strangers. Go! And he just points his sword forward and continues running.
Yanu, you've made it up to the exit point. It's an airlock, and you see that there are guardsmen that are getting ready to head through the airlock, and actually they are just rushing through. The airlock is open, and you hear the sounds of combat. This ship has now just rammed into the side of this space station. This
I assume unwillingly?
You know.
I assume it was damaged enough where their only option to get all the troops down there was to just put the ship into the port.
Yes, that is exactly what it is.
I mean, the ships do have rams on the front, so it makes
But
sense.
that's not the side that's rammed into it.
I think this was an emergency maneuver.
I mean,
you're going through a starboard port.
technically,
so,
all sides are a ram, depending on which way you're driving.
I like to think if the captain at the bridge was like looking at this, it's like, well, we needed to get everybody to it, so I mean, it accomplishes the same task.
And you see that there are actually a lot of Navy officers who are here as well. No, not Navy officers. There's a couple Navy officers, but a lot of Navy recruited people, enlisted men and women, and they are they're like, we gotta get off of here. We gotta get out. We gotta get out. This whole ship is gonna make it. And one of their commanding officers is yelling at them, no, the guardsmen get out first. All of you stay here. If you die for the Emperor, that's what you're here for.
And Kevin runs into the room and sees this with like a bunch of people, I guess, cheering behind him as he's waving his Force Sword in the air.
Yeah.
Now that is an entrance, dude.
Oh, all right. We got Jimmy, we got Sarah, we got Amberlyn, we got Juniper, I learned a bunch of names on the way up here. Listen everybody, we gotta get ready and break into this bad guy place, okay?
There's another big shake, and now smoke is coming from a lot of the panels in the area right around here.
Just think of it as thematic. It's cooler to fight people in smoke. Much cooler. All right. Is that oh, Yanu, there you are.
Yeah, we gotta go, man. Like, I'm pretty sure the ship's about to explode.
Oh, well, don't say that too loud. I think there's some people that are still gonna be on the ship.
Oh, well. Maybe we should just go then, dude.
Kevin turns around and looks to see how many people heard what he said.
And the commanding naval officer sort of salutes you and says, it's an honor to fight by your side, one of the angels of the Emperor. I'm Ensign Jurgens. I'm glad that I got to see you see Space Marine before I died. We'll hold the ship for you, sir.
Oh, wow, that was really nice. I'm glad I got to meet you, too. And he's still, like, pointing the giant Force Sword at everybody he's talking to.
Yeah.
You're doing a great job. That's what I got to say. This is his only interaction with a Space Marine. Yeah. I'm just thinking about this. This is gonna be these people have probably dreamed of meeting a Space Marine, and this is their only interaction.
If he lives through this, man, is he gonna have a
his
story
perception
to tell.
is gonna be very different. All right, Ensign, you got this, and we got the front lines. The Emperor does protect. All right, let's bust in and take these bad people down.
All right. So let's get ready to rush into the landing bay in the docking arm. We got to take the docking arm, we establish a beachhead, and we'll be good to go.
Okay. Is the door open or?
No, people have been rushing through it. There's combat already taking place on the ship.
Oh, wow, we gotta help them out.
You gotta pay attention, Kevin. The door's been open for like a while.
I've been busy learning a lot of people's names. Okay.
Yeah, because there were some landing craft that were above you. Like there were several landing craft leaving, and like several landing craft got the crews of those landing crafts got here before your landing craft did. So there's been people rushing.
Just waves and waves.
There's just waves of people coming into it, and honestly, you're just hearing screams of death and explosions. There's just like the first wave that came through. Like as you look at the edge of the airlock, there's just bodies everywhere.
Just viscera near the door.
There's just the door is just covered in bodies of the first wave.
The first group that probably opened that door did not have a good reception.
Yeah.
Kevin looks down at all his equipment and does what he always does, as Timoa told him, to check all his things. Okay, I got my frag grenades. I also got my crack grenades. I also got my bolt gun and my bolt. And he notices Yanu's looking at him. It's a song. It helps me remember everything. I forget where I left off now. Okay, I got my frag grenades. I got my crack grenades.
Dude, we gotta go. We don't have time for this.
All right. Let's do this. I think I got everything. Let's charge in there. It's probably best that I take the front because I'm a big guy and I got all this armor.
Yeah. You do that.
So Kevin just like looks forward and just barrels through the door. He's got his force sword back on his back.
Yeah.
And he's got his bolt gun out and he's charging in.
And Keanu just runs the door. He's already had his 2 bolt pistols out like the whole time, and he's just waiting on Kevin because he's not going to be the first one out the door.
So Kevin runs in there. What does he see?
Okay, so let me describe the situation because it is bad.
Chaotic, one might say.
It's definitely chaotic. Not like capital C chaos, but it is very chaotic.
Kevin was worried there for a second.
No, this is made by humans. There's no chaos here. Maybe.
There is no chaos, all right? There's no aliens. It's just people, all right?
I mean, there could be a chance.
So, you've entered...
You're one of those conspiracy theorists, aren't you, Yanu?
You've entered into the loading bay on this docking arm, one of the 4 docking arms on this starfort. Again, your goal is to secure this area and then go a little bit deeper into the ship and try to wipe out the fire power from this part of the ship to create a safe docking point for the rest of the
because there's
troops.
turrets on the side of this port
Yeah,
firing
exactly.
out.
And also to unload more of the mechanized infantry to get in here. Because this spaceship is big enough that you could like even have some tanks roll through it. But right now, they're not going to be able to get through this
Well, they didn't
airlock.
want to risk tanks when they can risk a whole bunch of just people first.
Look. To die for the Emperor is good.
But to have to fix crappy broken machines, not good. Not so good.
So it is a docking bay that's, there's not actually very many ships in here. Maybe they've been destroyed or something like that. But there is a ton of cargo that's just sort of scattered around that the guardsmen that are working alongside of you have like taken cover behind.
And these are the Valhallans, correct?
The Valhallans. You're fighting alongside the Valhallans.
Because the Void Shrieks, they're part of like what would be the Navy. I know they're not the Navy, but
Yeah.
they're out. They're running the ships and stuff.
Yeah, there's another landing action going on that the Void Shrieks are sort of getting involved in as
Okay.
well. But theirs is not a direct. There's not a landing. They're doing void combat and
And
stuff.
for
Yeah.
those that don't know, we should describe what Valhallans typically look like.
Valhallans are definitely like the closest things you have to Norse in space. I mean, they're basically Vikings, except they're wearing Imperial Guard gear.
Don't they
and-
have like the big furry hats, or am I thinking of
No,
something
you're
else?
thinking of a different one.
Oh, that's Vestroyans.
That's
isn't it?
Vestroyans.
That's who the Void Shrieks are. It's the Vestroyans.
Oh,
Yes.
great.
Yeah, those are the Vestroyans.
Oh,
to be clear.
man, furry hats everywhere.
But the
And
Valhallans,
big mustaches.
Yeah.
I mean, the Valhallans, they all have cold weather gear normally. They all have long hair. It's usually, lots of blondes and
Yeah,
redheads.
they're from an ice planet. Valhalla's an ice planet, and they're some of the most legendary warriors here. These guys actually fought under the Commissar Caiaphas Cain back in the day. This is like a pretty famous regiment. That
These
you
are
fighting with.
legit badass soldiers.
Yes, these people have fought Tyranids. Like these guys are not screwing around.
And they've met their favorite space marine, of course.
Their favorite?
Their favorite.
To be fair, actually, probably not a lot of them fought the Tyranids who are still left in the regiment.
I was gonna say. I'm sure the regiment fought the Tyranids.
Fought the Tyranids.
Actually, 2 regiments fought the Tyranids, and then the regiments were combined together to make this regiment made up of people that both fought the Tyranids. But let's not worry about that right now. Let's look at this battle that's going on right here. The main thing that you're hearing is the sound of heavy bolters constantly firing. There are weapons teams all along a raised catwalk above this area that is controlled by Severin troops, and they are just raining heavy bolter fire down into the cargo bay.
Do these look like they were previously guard? These now renegades are like they've got basically heavy bolter emplacements. Do they have like any specific attire on, or do they just look like mismatched like rebel attire?
A lot of them look like guardsmen. Like they are dressed like guardsmen, actually.
Guardsmen, as in like when I think of like the standard look of guardsmen, I think of Cadians who have like the green and like the military vest.
They are similar to the Cadians, the forces that we're fighting here. They actually have a lot more red in their coloration. That's like sort
how
of
you know
their
they're bad.
heraldry. Yeah, you know they're bad because they're wearing red, obviously. But besides that, they're a pretty standard sort of Imperial Guard type. They don't have any fancy hats or anything like that.
That's why they've got to go.
The real enemy.
Yeah.
No fancy hats.
No fancy hats. Kevin's not on board for that.
So that's one of the main problems that you have is there are several heavy bolters. There's about 15 heavy bolters that are raining hell down.
That's a lot of heavy bolters.
That is a lot of heavy bolters.
One heavy bolter is a lot. 15 is
That is
very
why
many.
there are bodies all over the place. There are other rebel guardsmen who are also down here firing, but they seem to be mostly just trying to keep you guys honest and down while the heavy bolters are doing most of the work. There are 2 exits that lead out of the hangar bay, and they are both guarded by a pair of sentinels, which are the walkers.
So there's 4 total. There's 2 pairs.
There's 2 pairs of sentinels.
Ooh.
2 at each door.
2 at each door.
How high is this catwalk off the ground?
It's about a story up.
Okay.
And I assume we're taking, like when we ran in here, how the crates, since since there's some people still there, right? They're not just getting completely destroyed in this killing field.
Yeah.
Are the crates in kind of like a semicircle so that they have some cover from the catwalk and some cover from the sentinels?
Yes, and actually, there's crates like all over this place, and there are actually a couple of different Valhallans that are stationed in different sections here, and they're sort of trying to blast up, trying to throw frags high enough to clear the heavy emplacements, but it's not really working. You can't throw it a story up and all the way across the room.
Okay, I have 2 questions. First of all, is there a visible access to this catwalk? And then second, I'm guessing it's like a long ways catwalk. So if you went on top, like only one gun emplacement could shoot you at a time because they're all kind of long ways at you.
That is true. Yes, if you were to, but
so I guess to describe, you're asking, is the catwalk above us? Is it perpendicular to our cover, or is it horizontal to our cover?
It is parallel to your cover.
It is parallel. Okay.
Okay, so they have a lot. So you're gonna have a lot of gun emplacements shooting at us at once.
But the good news is if we can get up there, that means that only one gun emplacement can shoot at us at a time because they're all
because they're all on the line. Yeah.
There is a ladder that leads up there, but you see that ladder has been cut off and has hit the ground. They have destroyed.
Not cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, we have a space marine, so.
And we're basically taking, I know we're talking about a bunch of stuff here, but we're just taking this whole view in at once.
Yeah, exactly. It's like time has slowed down as we're analyzing all of this.
Yeah, and Kevin is like looking through like all the potential like opportunities to do cool stuff is really what he's thinking about.
Kevin.
Yeah.
I think we got to get to the emplacement, man.
One of those emplacements up there?
No, like we got to take them all out.
Okay. How do you suggest? Wait, hold on. Let's duck behind this crate real quick. And like, because we're running into this room,
Yeah, exactly.
right?
You are running in there. There is like heavy bolter fire is like flying by you. A lot of people are targeting you now, Kevin. Actually,
What?
as soon as
Why?
you come in there, because you're bigger than everyone else.
Because I'm a big space marine?
Yeah.
He's a big, bright, red, scary thing that has run through the door with a giant sword and a huge gun.
But it's on my back. And of course, as we know, light up boots. The back of his boots light up.
Of course.
Yes, we have established that.
And I mean, like, since Yanu is behind him, he sees the light up boots and he just goes, sick.
And you see one of the Valhallans who has like some tassels on their shoulders, so they must have some sort of leadership rank. But they look at you and says,
Their rank is all dictated by tassels.
"Yeah, exactly. That's the main thing.
How many tassels doth you have?
Only one pair of tassels, so maybe not that high of a rank.
Wow.
Okay. Sorry.
You see a lot of dead people with more tassels
Oh, boy.
scattered around." It says, We're pinned down, sir. There's nothing we can do. We'll try to hold on as long as we can, but we gotta break. We gotta get through those sentinels. We gotta get deeper in.
Don't worry. The Inquisiteers are here. Oh, by the way, Yanu, I'm part of a secret organization. It's not so secret, but it can be a secret if you keep it to yourself. It's called the Inquisiteers.
You're saying all of this out loud. Is that how you keep the secret?
Well, I think we're all friends here, and some of these people might not make it back. But listen, I forgot to tell you about this earlier. It's a very important bolt of fire. It's an important organization that I have established with Daniel here. And you could be an Inquisitor too. We'll see how the mission goes. Obviously, you have to be alive to be an Inquisitor. But
on one condition, dude.
What?
I need me a pair of them light up boots.
You like my shoes?
Those are sick, dude.
Oh man, I mean, that's definitely a positive. I'll tell you in the positive column of potentially being in the Inquisitors. Daniel, what do you think?
I don't care right now. Sure, whatever. And I'm just like sort of dodging back and forth as I'm floating around. Also, I'm just a little floating weird baby that's in this battlefield as well.
Yeah, don't worry, Daniel. I don't think anybody's going to shoot a weird floating baby. You're going to be fine. All right.
I'm not particularly maneuverable, is all I'm saying.
So, Yanu, consider this your interview. And so far, you started off pretty well, I gotta say.
You hear a charge from the left side of the hangar bay as a small squad, actually a pretty sizable squad of Valhallans start charging the pair of sentinels. They're trying to blast at them, taking cover here and there, trying to throw crack grenades at them, and they're pretty much just cut down completely. One of the sentinels has a missile launcher that just sort of opens up and rains fire on all of them, and they get wiped out.
What guns does it look like they're equipped with?
One of them has a missile launcher and a las weapon, just sort of a heavy las, more designed to fight armor. Thankfully, that's not, I mean, that'll still mess you up, but it's not the ideal weapon for this situation.
Is it a las cannon?
Yeah, it's a las cannon.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
So you were like heavy las. I was like, not a las cannon, not a las cannon.
No, it's a las cannon. It's a las cannon designed for shredding
Space
armor.
Marines don't like those.
I mean, definitely have my fingers crossed for a multi-laser, but
the other one has a multi-laser on it.
There you go. We got the best of both worlds.
So one of them is designed for. It's got so the one of them has a multi-laser, which is designed more for taking out smaller groups of infantry. But the thing that blasted these guys is actually the one with a heavy las cannon and a rocket set of rocket launchers on its shoulders. That's just sort of raining explosions down.
Oh man. Okay. So we've got sentinels, 4 sentinels. I think if we take down any pair, we'll be fine. And then we got all these heavy bolters above us. Well, what do you think?
I think we should go up and take out the heavy bolters.
Okay.
Because then we can just jump down on the sentinels.
All right. Do you got like any rope or something? I mean, they're decently high up there.
I mean, I was just hoping like you could just jump up there and then like pull me up.
You mean like do a big jump?
Yeah, big jump.
Oh, I don't think I've ever done a jump that big. Let me think about this. Daniel, can Kevin do a big enough jump to jump up a story? I mean, he's a space marine.
He's a space marine. A space marine can jump up.
Because it's just one story.
It's just one story.
So Kevin looks at the basically the cargo containers, which we're taking cover behind, and I assume some of them are stacked. It's not just one cargo container.
Yeah.
So he sees how he can like leap up onto one and like get up to another. All right. Do you got any sort of rope or anything? So once I get up there, I can maybe throw something down.
No. I'm gonna jump and you're gonna catch me.
Wait, catch you? Like you're gonna jump up and I'm gonna grab you and pull you up there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think this could work. Maybe is there a way you could distract him for a second while I climb up on this thing and do a big old jump?
Distract him? Watch this. And I just step out and I immediately start blasting at the heavy weapon emplacements.
Okay, let's have you just make a check to shoot at them. And we're going to see they're undercover and they have a lot of defense from what's going on here, but you could try to shoot at them. They are probably going to get a couple shots out at you now that you've stepped out of the cover, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I accept that this is my role.
Yeah, but it's definitely posing. You're shooting at the one that's covering this area where Kevin is running, so.
All right, so these guys are just like, they're parallel to us, above us, and slightly away, but are they within 30 meters?
They are within 30 meters, yeah.
Excellent. Okay, nothing significant on my wrath dice. What did I need to succeed?
They had a defense of 5.
Okay, not only did I pass, but I'm able to push 2 6s.
That's pretty good. They're going to have a lot of extra resilience because they're behind, like, cover. That's how that's going to work.
I'm assuming they're a gun emplacement, so they're actually, like, set up with sandbags and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, or
it's not sandbags. It's more
metal
of,
bags?
Yeah, they set up with...
Classic metal bags.
Yeah.
Buy them at your local military store.
Well, the cool thing about being within 30 meters, it's half the range of my bolt pistols, which means rapid fire kicks in, which adds 2 extra damage dice if I'm at half range.
Okay.
All right. That is a good roll. 27 damage, pen 1.
What?
Now remember, I'm dual wielding, so you double your resilience and then do the damage against that.
Right, okay, yeah. So it's 2 shots, but it's against double the resilience.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
This guy's way better than me, but no, it's 2 shots.
Well, no, it was
yeah.
way better than anything I've ever seen.
Yeah, this guy's bolt pistols.
This
are
guy fires cannon rounds.
This is that's how dual wielding works. Is you fire both shots, you add the damage together.
No,
and then
we
you
get
double
that.
the
Giving the
resilience.
damage first and then explaining that last part second is definitely changed the context.
I mean, it was more dramatic that way.
27 damage. I fire god bullets.
You actually are able to take out one of the gunners in the turret, not turret, but the heavy weapons platform that you are aiming at.
Told you, Kevin.
And with that, Kevin basically does a quick move to scale one of the supply cargo containers in front of him to get up on one of the above, and then go to make a leap up onto the catwalk.
Okay, it's to be a difficulty 6.
All right, here we go, doing a classic oopsie daisy. And Kevin,
What's an oopsie daisy?
you'll see, or an oopsie ozy if it goes bad. Here we go. Very good. That was very, very good. I saw a couple 6s land, and I saw the wrath die spin around. I was like, oh, please. And I got a 6 on my wrath die. So basically with that, the total success is pretty ridiculously high. You said it was a 6, right?
Yeah.
So I got a 6, and I can push a 6, and then I still also have my 6 on a wrath die.
I've got an idea.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it.
I think you are so effective at it that you're able to jump up and you kind of grab Yanu at the same time while you're doing it. So you're able to move him quickly up, and he's not going to take fire. You're able to move him fast enough that he doesn't take any... not enough sustained fire that he's going to be threatened.
Can I, instead of bringing him with me,
Of
because
course.
I rolled so well, can Kevin go to, like, climb? It's the same thing, but
Yeah.
Kevin goes to climb the thing, and he looks really quickly before he goes up while, like, Yanu's back there just firing his guns at them,
Yeah.
and sees that it's quite a distance, gets an idea, goes up and grabs Yanu by, like, the collar, and just throws him up onto the catwalk.
Sure. Yeah, that's great.
So Kevin runs up, and then following Yanu, who's, like, in midair,
Yeah.
because he's a space marine, so his movement is like lightning fast. Just climbs, and then leaps up.
Yeah.
And if I have to make a check for this, that's fine. But I want to, because of my sweet landing, I want Kevin's, like, one of his boots to just hit one of the guys who are loading the guns.
Yeah, the other guy who's shooting there. I'm gonna have you make a weapon skill test with that.
Do I have to do a landing check?
We'll talk about that in a second. I mean, he did roll 6 on his wrath die, so probably not. But
And you're an assassin.
Do I have to make a cool landing
Ooh,
check?
cool landing check.
you will have to make a cool landing.
Yes, of course.
So because it is a little difficult to actually kick this guy for damage as you were going through, you're probably going to be able to kick him, but, like, not kill him, kick him.
We'll see. I've got a very big boot,
I know you have a
and
very
I've got a
big-
lot of
They light
momentum.
up. They light up. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
If you actually hit this guy, like, for effect, he's going to explode.
Nice.
But
Here we go. What's the difficulty? Because I am doing this all in one motion, so I assume it's not super easy.
difficulty is going to be 7.
Ooh.
Yeah.
My weapon skill is a 10.
Yeah.
But my boots are a weapon skill of 8. No, weapon skill 10. Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
That looks pretty
I got
good.
some successes. I got 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, wait. Yes, 8.
Math is hard.
Math is hard.
So is your boot as it comes down on this rebel guy.
Just right into his face.
And your boot is, it doesn't show that well because your boot is already red. But the lights are now covered up by a little bit of extra viscera.
Because, you know, a Space Marine weighing as much as it does, going full speed with a metal boot to the face, that's gonna just crack your entire head open.
So one guy is shot to pieces by your incredibly successful rapid fire, and this other guy you just annihilate. Like he doesn't have a head anymore.
And then Kevin lands on his knee, of course. Hero landing, yeah!
Meanwhile, Yanu, I'm gonna need you to make your hero landing.
His cool check. His
Cool check.
cool landing check.
What's the difficulty?
Athletics 4 to land cool.
I got just a 4.
Okay.
So like a cat in midair, your reflexes kick in.
I land and you just see an extra pair of arms from behind the Space Marine with 2 bolt pistols. Just to
Sweet!
confuse them.
Team landing!
And because you landed on your knee.
Yeah.
I landed standing, so this is the only moment when he's on his knee that I'm actually taller than him, and I have
All
my
the
guns in
explosions
the
are
air.
creating light behind us,
Yeah.
so it looks like the Space Marine's like kneeling down on his knee, and you've got like the double like angelic arms behind him. Amazing.
That are, of course, holding guns because it's Warhammer 40K. So
Of course,
if there's
of course.
angelic arms,
I
there's
mean, if-
also
guns attached to them.
the arms are weapons.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by arms.
As the Emperor doth say.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was awesome!
Whoa, dude, that was like the best ever.
You really landed that one pretty solidly too. I was hoping you would get it, but yeah, I'm glad you're okay.
And eyes just sort of flew up behind you guys.
Daniel, you did a great float as well, I gotta say.
I'm glad to be a part of this team.
So wait, when we landed, is it me on my knee, like head down, the Yanu with the 2 arms out with the guns, and then just a little floating baby behind him?
Yes.
This is quite literally a beautiful painting. Like this is like this could definitely be on the front of like a battle barge somewhere.
Yeah, there's stained glass windows with this shit on
of course.
it right here.
The
Or-
Valhallans down there are just like, I knew it.
They're just in awe. They're like, I don't know who that other little guy is with him, or even the littler guy, but all my dreams are coming true as fire is still raining down on them.
That's true. Even though they might have been skeptical about what Kevin was saying, to just see that just quick thing happen, just like, oh shit, okay, yeah, that is the Space Marine.
It's a moment of literally actions speak louder than words.
Yeah, and they actually had been talking about, like, you don't usually send guardsmen to take orbital platforms. You send Space Marines. You send Terminators. Like, I guess the Space Marines were busy, and they were. There were more important conflicts for Space Marines to be involved with.
For sure.
But, not you, apparently. So...
Nah, I'm where I need to be.
He's on loan.
He sort of exists outside the command structure.
Of course, Inquisiteers are their own branch of the military.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm glad that we're looking really cool, but the problem is that, once again, time seems to have slowed down because of all the adrenaline that's pumping through our
course.
veins. So the heavy weapons team that's right next to the heavy weapons team that we just eliminated has swiveled their heavy bolter towards us and is about to open fire.
Oh no, get behind me. Wait, Daniel, you're too far out there. Watch out!